And we're chatting today to my guest, Pete. Fascinating fella. Pete initially lived down in that London, the big smoke, where you spend £7.50 on a pint of lager. And essentially, he was the northeast version of Don Draper. He left the bright lights of the capital and the world of advertising behind, all in the name of Pease Puddin. It's a family recipe passed by the generation and down, but with a modern take on it. So if you're out and about at the tall ships this weekend, you might spot Pete with his brown ale, Marmite and cheesy versions of peas pudding. So, does Pete think, the most important question I asked, that he could get the people of Scotch Corner or south of Scotch Corner actually eating our wonderful northeast delight?
Well, yeah, hopefully. I mean, I've got we're called Pete's Puddin as the company name, but then my sort of head tagline is "Give Pease a chance" on that banner.
I love that. Like... Give Pease a chance, everybody. Love a pun. Yeah.
The worse, the better in terms of puns.
Yeah.
You've got to go bad with them.
Peter, while you were at uni down south, when I was going down to visit, I used to get the call, will you bring Pease pudding down?
There you go.
Because you couldn't buy it down there.
No, you couldn't buy it. I was at college. All the best people leave London, by the way. I was at college too in London, and you couldn't get it down there. And if I was having fish and chips and I said, oh, can I have butter on or scraps on, they'd be like, what? What's that? A mushy pit. It's just different taste, isn't it? I suppose we don't get eels and mash. That's what they like down there, isn't it? So I suppose it's, different things.
Yeah, just because they have the different flavours, I think maybe he's got a bit more of a chance. I do get a lot of southerners, tourists coming down the quayside, especially because it's a very touristy market as well. They've heard of it and they'll give it a try, and they like the cheesy and the Marmite one. Seems to do quite, liked by the southerners for some reason.
So we're going to have a sandwich now. Hot, as you said. That's the way to have it. I sometimes shove peas pudding in my homemade soup just to kind of thicken it up and things. What else can we do with it?
Yeah, but people do that. I mean, people have it with beetroot, like in a sandwich.
Casseroles.
Yeah, casserole is a good idea. And everybody traditionally thinks, as soon as you think peas pudding, you instantly think ham. But it goes with all sorts, doesn't it?
If you heat it up, it goes like a thick soup anyway, so you could eat it like a soup, or you could use it as a dip. The Marmite one goes quite well as a dip. The cheesy one is nice on toast, and then you can grill it like cheese on toast.
People have actually said them making it patties.
Yeah.
Fry it.
Oh, I love that. Fried peas pudding.
That's a lot of people like that. Do that with it. Yeah, so that's a popular one. And then fry it and put it in a sandwich, or you could then kind of make it the centre of a dish rather than being an accompaniment.
Yeah.
So There's a lady who bought it, she's a taster for corn.
Right.
And she came down the quayside last weekend and spent 15 minutes explaining the things she'd done with it, and it was incredible.
Put fruit in it, didn't she? So like
raspberries, she'd done all kinds.
So raspberries in peas pudding?
Yeah.
She used it for salad. I said, oh, you should write these down. You could write a recipe book of his peas pudding recipes. Incredible but she thinks outside the box, and she was using it for everything. And
you've thought outside the box in your marketing, because it's really good. It's kind of got a retro but slightly modern feel at the same time.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that?
I enjoy doing that sort of stuff because that's what a lot of the advertising and sort of graphic design stuff that I used to do. So I enjoy working with logos, and I hand drew it because I was thinking, what can you do with something for peas pudding? What would represent that? And so thinking round, and the base of it is a yellow split pea. So these are peas split in half, so it's two halves of a split pea, and then the colour of the pea. So, and then I just hand drew that, and then my mate who does my graphic design realised it graphically and made it look really good. It looks a lot better than when I hand drew it, but the lettering is pretty much how I drew it. But it's kind of like, as well, if you're looking down on a pot, if all the sort of ingredients mixed together as well. That's kind of got that.
And obviously you've got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything that you have to have now.
Yeah.
But also you've got badges. So I love that. So you're going retro but modern at the same time.
Yeah. The Give Pease a Chance kind of ties in with the sort of 60s psychedelic feel of it.
The little CND badges everybody used to have as well.
Yeah, the badge culture. They kind of came about because people were asking, is they like that so much that they wanted T-shirts, merchandise, which I might do down the road, but I don't want to, over-egg it to begin with. But I thought, well, rather than do all the merch, badges they can put on anything, and then if they like that, then they can wear that on anything, a hat or whatever. So I got these done, and they've gone down a storm. And then I thought, well, rather than just taking the money for them, I asked for a suggested donation, and I give sort of 20% to Alzheimer's Society just to raise awareness because it's kind of close to our heart. So
you're giving something back as well?
Yeah, rather than just keep it all for yourself, you know what I mean?
Well, I think we've chatted a lot. I think the time has now come to eat something. Okay, so what have we got? Talk me through it.
So there we've got cheesy, easy with
it's extra much cheddar, sweet pickle, onion. It's a bit like a ploughman's lunch.
Don't tell too much. Secrets.
Yeah, so keep it close to your chest.
Oh, that is so good. I just love it. I'm so greedy with peas pudding. I love it.
I have to try to convert you there.
You see, yeah, you're not. Yeah, exactly. I'm already converted. Which one's this one?
That's the Marmite one.
The Marmite one. I'll put a little.
Dig into it.
I love Marmite. I love peas pudding. So what can go wrong here? Not a lot. Oh yes. I found a new hangover food. That's proper hangover food.
Probably the healthiest one. That's full of B vitamins and good source of protein. That one.
So this is the original one.
Right. Can I ask about any tips for wind? Because peas pudding does tend to.
Try a kite.
Okay. Gorgeous. Really, really nice actually. There's a real fresh flavour to that.
Yeah.
And this one is brew ale.
Quarter of a can just about in a pot of that. So
Is there?
The more you heat that one up, the more the ale comes to life. So
Oh yeah.
it smells like the brewery used to smell. And that's what people say anyway, and it's kind of like nice nostalgic thing. So I always have that one warm.
That is really, really good.
I think you get the best, to your own horn, but they're good cold, but I think you get the best out of it if you heat it up myself.
Right, I like all of them. What am I going to put on top of my ham? This is a difficult one. I think I'm going to go with the cheesy one, Yeah, which I didn't think I would, but I think that's the one I'm going to go for.
Yeah.
Excellent.
People think peas and cheese, it kind of strikes them as a bit weird, but you just got to try it.
Well, I'm going to stop the tape now because this is my private moment to enjoy this. Any regrets then, leaving the fast lane to make peas pudding?
Not so far, no. This is the first time I've ever done something for myself. I'm working harder than I ever have. I've not had a day off for quite a while, but I've never been happier in terms of what I'm doing. It's still early days, but it's had a really good response.
And a leap worth taking, do you think?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
There you go, bit of Friday inspiration for you. If Pete can do it, maybe you can do it. Doesn't have to be peas pudding, obviously. Competition, we don't need that. But thank you very much to him and his mum and dad. It was a joy actually to go along, do a bit of work, and sit there and munch on a peas pudding sandwich. But it just goes to show it's that leap, isn't it? I mean, I have ideas about things. Oh, I could do that, and then I never do them. And it's the actual doing, isn't it, as opposed to just the thinking. But thank you very much, Pete of Pete's Pudding.
Thanks, Anna.
Today's Northeast.
A new show in South Shields is